welcome back. I know it's been such a long time, but I just had life happening. I moved, we bought a house. Things just got busy, but I'm back, and the very first request that I've had from the majority of the people is to do a meal prep video. This one I personally love. I do extra lean ground beef with some baked sweet potato fries and green beans. I'm gonna show you how to make each one individually and list all the ingredients and the amounts that I put and all that good stuff. This is one of my go-to meal prep meals because it lasts. I don't meal prep chicken anymore because after a couple of days it just gets nasty, but this really holds its taste. It has great flavor, it's delicious, and it's very filling. So let's begin. Okay, the first thing we're gonna make is the sweet potato fries. I've already got them peeled and cut. I like to cut them like this, like kind of like fries. You can do it however you want. I got the oven preheating to 425. Now what I do, see the potatoes, I get some olive oil and I just kind of toss them, potatoes in, I don't know, it's probably like a tablespoon I'm guessing, and go ahead, I already mixed all my seasonings. We're gonna go ahead and just mix that in here, and then we're gonna toss them around. And just make sure that the seasoning gets nice and spread evenly all over the potatoes. I love sweet potato fries, and they are so good for you. You can eat these without feeling guilty at all. Perfect. Okay. Now that that's done, let me wash my hands really quick. I just get one of these, what is it called, a baking sheet? I don't even know. I'm so not a chef, y'all. And I like to go ahead and spray it with coconut oil, just because it's healthy, and I feel like it's a great combination with the sweet potato fries. You put a good amount, and you just spread them out over the baking sheet. And then I like to go ahead and just spray some more coconut oil on top, just to make sure they're nice and juicy and they don't get too dry. Now sometimes I'll go in and I'll add a little bit of butter, but I use like the vegan organic butter, so I don't feel guilty about it. I'm not gonna do it today, but you can. You don't have to though, because with the coconut oil and the olive oil, you should be good. So I'm gonna pop these in the oven. I'm gonna let it bake at 425 for about 20 to 25 minutes. Sometimes I like them a little crispy, sometimes I like them softer. So it just depends on your preference. Just keep checking them, but it's roughly 20 to 25 minutes that they're gonna need to cook. Okay, we got the sweet potatoes in the oven. Now we're gonna start the next item, which is the meat. The timing of this should work out pretty well because the meat cooks pretty quickly. I like to use the grass-fed, organic, extra lean, 90% lean ground beef, but you can use turkey or chicken, whatever you prefer. I personally just like the ground beef better. I already went ahead and chopped up my veggies. I put one small onion, I put one red bell pepper. You could do green pepper or the yellow or orange. You don't even have to put this, but if I have it, I always like to add it just because it adds more flavor and it's good for you, and why not? I did 2 cloves of garlic, and then I have all of my spices already mixed in here. So let's go to the stove and start cooking up the meat. All right, so I've got some olive oil in my pan. I'm gonna go ahead and start my onion and my red peppers. So I'm gonna let the onion and the red bell pepper saute for about 2 minutes or so. Then I'm gonna add in my meat, my garlic, and my seasonings, and cook it until it's nice and brown. Add in the garlic, all of my seasonings. Oh. One thing, once the meat gets like halfway cooked, I like to add in this Maggi Hugel. I don't even know exactly what kind of flavoring this is, but I always like to add it to a lot of my meats when I'm cooking, and it just gives it a really nice flavor. You can get this for, I think it's like $1 at Walmart, maybe $2. It's super cheap. I add in like, I just kind of sprinkle it around. I don't even measure, honestly, I never do. What's that, like probably a ½ teaspoon, I'm guessing? Okay. All right, while this is cooking, I'm gonna let it sit there. I'm gonna go ahead and check on my potatoes and make sure that they're doing okay. Oh yeah, probably like 5-7 more minutes and they'll be done. So now we can go ahead and start the green beans. Okay, so the meat is cooking, the sweet potatoes are in the oven. Now I'm gonna start the green beans and everything should be done right at about the same time. These green beans were frozen and they've completely thawed out. I like to use fresh normally, but I didn't have any. Obviously, if you use fresh, then you would like have to boil them a little bit first and then saute them. But since these are completely thawed out, I'm just gonna go straight to sauteing. I like to put a shallot in mine. This is a small, oop, I got some tomato in there. It's a small shallot, and then I use 2 Roma tomatoes. I don't always add tomatoes, but I have a lot of tomatoes right now and I wanna use them and I like them on my green beans, so why not, right? So I go ahead and I add in my shallots and my tomatoes, saute that for a few minutes. You can look at my meat. I like my meat really brown. You don't have to cook it this much. It's just how I personally like it. So I'm gonna turn it off right now because that's good, but you can cook it to your preference. I just like mine really brown. I added in my green beans. I'm gonna go ahead and add salt. Some fresh cracked black pepper. I'm gonna let the green beans cook, saute for about probably like 5 minutes or so, and we're done. I just turned the meat off. Green beans are almost done. I'm gonna go ahead and take out the potatoes and dinner's ready. Look at that. We have a nice, delicious, healthy meal, and I've got some leftovers that will last me probably the next 3 days. The portions that I made on average for my size, what I eat, makes about 4 meals. But again, like if you're a guy and you eat more food than that, then it might only be 2 or 3. Or if you're competing and on this crazy diet, then obviously things could be different. But I'd say on average, the portions that I made makes about 4 meals, I'd say. That's all. I hope you enjoyed this meal prep video. I hope you like it. I know this is one of my favorite go-tos. I love it. Give me a comment, a like, a subscribe, and let me know any tips that you might have, any recipes, any suggestions, any requests. Let me know and I'll try to get it on the next one. Until next time, bye. One thing I forgot to say when we were recording the video is sometimes if I'm getting a little bored with the food after a day or 2, I'll add some marinara sauce to the meat and it makes it like a new meal. Really quick side note that I want to throw in there. I know this meat looks like it's kind of burnt, but again, I like eating my meat that way. It wasn't an accident. I intentionally did it that way because I know some people might be like, this girl's trying to do a meal prep video cooking and she's over here burning her food. What? No, that's just how I like it. You don't have to do it that way. But I just wanted to say that because I know somebody's gonna be like, she burnt her meat. But I'm like, I really didn't. I promise. And you God! Y'all, my brother's got me all in my head. He's talking about I'm burning my food, trying to punch my viewers in the face. Like, it really wasn't the intention. Stop! What? Just kidding. Bye.